Visionaries, good afternoon. There are an opportunity for me to talk to you this afternoon. We're trying to see how we can make it like a tradition or like a routine for us to always, talk together, from the afternoons, listen to the Word of God in between our work schedule, to get ourselves encouraged, to get ourselves, back on track, should in case maybe one thing have distracted us or the other. And that's the same thing, that's just that thing we want to do now. To talk to you about something that is so urgent and important. And what's that? Now, in the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 29, the Bible says that for whom he foreknew, he also predestinated to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he predestined, these he also called. Whom he called, these he also justified. And whom he justified, these he also glorified. So quickly, I want to talk to you about your qualifications. Your qualifications for your vision. How do you know that you are qualified for what God is going to reveal to you? How do you know that you are the right person for the vision that God is giving to you? How do you know that you are fit and you are able to do that vision that God is putting in your mind and has revealed to you? What are your qualifications? You see, there are two in the world of our days. We live in an age of knowledge where people say qualifications, people depend on qualifications to know that you are able to do a task. For instance, okay, I'm a doctor now, and so if I'm looking for a job, and I have to show my qualifications. So generally speaking, there are two types of qualifications. We have what is called acquired qualifications, and we have the inherent qualifications. You see, the qualifications that qualifies you for your visions are first your inherent qualifications, and secondly, your acquired qualifications. Oh, you don't understand what I'm trying to say, but let me make you understand it properly. You see, we have moved to the time whereby people have acquired qualifications but do not have the inherent qualifications. What do I mean? People have the qualification to be a doctor, but don't have inherent qualification to be a doctor. People have acquired qualification. Of course, you've seen some people like that. By generally speaking, they are qualified nurses, but don't have that inherent qualification. What the inherent qualification? The things that you don't learn in the classroom. That sympathy as a nurse, that sympathy that you show, that little thing that your job needs. For instance, if you are, let's say, okay, I know my professional name is a doctor again. We meet a doctor and is so sound with knowledge, but does not have the human sympathy. I know you wouldn't want to meet such a person. You see, God needs the two of them, the two of those qualifications. As I would say, study to show yourself approved. So there is need for both acquired qualifications and there's also need for inherent qualifications. But the acquired qualifications depend solely, it rests on the inherent qualification. As a matter of fact, when you identify your inherent qualification, that will prompt you on what kind of acquired qualifications you have. And so, what is your qualification for your vision? The Bible says that for whom he foreknew. You see, one of the qualifications that you have for your vision, one of the things that makes me sure that you are able, that you're the only person that can do your vision, is because God knows that you are the person. See, for whom he foreknew. Now, God knew that you were able before he predestined you. So when you have received a vision, because I know you'll be writing about and talking about the processes on how to identify a vision. So when you eventually come to a point that you say, oh Lord, I know that this is the vision that you have for me. When you get to that point, I want you to understand that you have the qualification for that vision. See, God took into cognizance everything that is about you and said, ah, I know him, I know her. He or she is able, will be able to accomplish this task. So don't get yourself looked down upon by your own self when you start thinking, this vision, I'm not the right person. A lot of people say that. A lot of people, just fizzle out because they think they're not the right person. But I'm telling you now, the Bible says that for whom he foreknew, he also predestined. God did not predestine you before knowing you. I like that. The destiny that God has given to you, or the vision that God has given to you, he did not know you first. He did not give that vision before knowing you. He first knew you, and as such decided the kind of vision that will fit to the kind of person that you are. That's what it's about. For whom he foreknew, he also predestined. He said, God is not the kind of, we're not doing what we are doing these days. Where people give people jobs and say, without knowing where they can do the job, and you think they're going to develop from the job. No. God develops you first. He knows your strength first before he gives to you the vision, the job. He doesn't give you the job irrespective of the strength. He knows you first. He knows your strength first before giving you a job. So know it to yourself that you are the best qualified for the vision that God has given to you. You are the best qualified for that woman that is going to be praying for the needy. You are best qualified for that person that will be becoming a financial pillar for people. You are best qualified, even if the vision looks bigger than you. Know it that God knew, he foreknew you before he predestined you. So you are best qualified for the vision that God has given to you. You are best qualified for the purpose he is bringing you into. So please, don't look down on yourself. You are the best for that job. You are the best for that vision. What has the Lord laid in your heart? Know it that you are most qualified. Stay in that knowing. Understand that knowing. Confess that knowing. That the Lord had foreknew you before he predestined you. And so you'll be praying, you'll be talking about it every time. Say to yourself that I am entering into the destiny that the Lord predestined me for. I will do that. The Lord is going to bless you. In Jesus' name. Thank you, and God bless you. We look forward to be hearing more from you on the discovery of the vision. Lord bless you. Amen.